With this video, I hope more games developer will create the new best fighting games for Android iOS in 2024, because right now it's pretty difficult to find the high quality one. Even though we know it still has its own market on mobile, we can see some of the fighting games have been downloaded by over 1 million players. Remember to support this channel by tapping the like button to reach 200 likes. Thanks. Top 10 Best Fighting Games of 2024. Best Fighting Games for Android and iOS offline online. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur. If you find this video, then you are so lucky, because this is the best fighting games on mobile with super high graphic visual and amazing gameplay. In the game, we can move the hero into 360 degrees with the D-pad. It will help the player to freely accelerate and get the right moment to hit and dodge. By combining a different pattern of buttons, then it will create a different action skill. Overall, we will not see the flashy skill, and the whole combat is pretty dynamic and fast. It makes the game truly become the best fighting games on Android, iOS, and playable offline. There are tons of characters that have been unlocked since we play the game. Every hero will have a great character design and skill showcase. The stage of the arena will be changed. It depends on which hero we are fighting with. Such a magnificent arena. I love how the replay features has a slow motion movement. After we win the combat, we'll see the celebration of each hero. Soul Calibur is only available to download through Google, so you must type the game's name and it will be found easily. The best high graphic fighting games for Android iOS 2024. Meta Fighter. Meta Fighter. By the game name, we can easily notice if it will become a play-to-earn games, so we can create a wallet to play the PvP features and meet the real players in a real-time mode. But seriously, the matchmaking takes so long for it. So I prefer to play the player versus enemy, and we can pick 3 main stages. Anyway, the developer is really kind to unlock every hero, and we can freely pick a variety of the heroes. The gameplay of Meta Fighter is we can use so many skill action, but mostly they all will deal a small amount of damage. Make sure you fill up or recharge the special skill to unleash a bigger damage then. Honestly, the developer needs a lot of work. The movement is quite clunky, especially how the hero is kicking. I'm pretty sure it can be done better. We need more features or mode coming up soon, so we can kill a lot of times playing it with a variety of the modes. Meta Fighter is a new brand fighting games with a play-to-earn games with NFT-based games. Dual Souls. Dual Souls, The Last Bearer. This game is absolutely amazing, one of the best hidden fighting games on mobile that exists quite long times, but still has a great potential to play. Overall, I love how we will get the tutorial of basic skill and have a note to read about the skill tutorial. So we can easily learn how to launch a different combination action by combining a different pattern to create a combo. We can unleash the ultimate skill by one tap when it's ready. It's pretty useful for us on tapping the ultimate skill faster. Playing this game online in arcade mode will push yourself to play better, because the whole point will continuously remain based on your last fight. At certain stages, there is an option for picking random abilities to increase the strength. I would rate 8 to 10 for Dual Sword The Last Bearer. The control is pretty solid and smooth at all. The gameplay is pretty easy to learn. In fact, the enemy's level is quite low. But be careful when we face the boss Shadow. He is quite strong anyway. After we kill them, then we will get a chance to get new characters. This is the best fighting games for mobile, best 1 versus 1 game fighting for Android iOS 2024. Sinak Fighting Games. Sinak Fighting Games. This is the best new fighting games offline you must try. The game has a very small size and is playable on any devices. If you are looking for a challenge, then I guarantee you will try hard on it, because the game's level difficulty has 4 levels, which are easy, normal, hard, and impossible. Try this mode and you will not have a chance to win the combat. The fighting combat is surprisingly fast and dynamic at all. I love that the game's control is super responsive and easy to navigate. The block action is pretty easy to do just by touching the backwards, and we can do a perfect block then. The fighting mechanism is Every time we are hit by the enemy, then the gauge meter will be increasing, so we will get a chance to change the condition while we are in the losing position. The characters are unlockable by completing the story mode. I love how the developer explain and describe every hero through a Filipino mythology. Since fighting games is the best game fighting on mobile, you must try and free-to-play fighting games 2024 as well. Dark Steel Medieval Fighting. Playing this game will bring back the memory of the medieval era. Look at how the arena building around has a classical feeling. The game seems quite hardcore by the combat visual. It reminds us of gladiator characters at all. This is one of the best fighting games with so many features we can do, like strengthen the heroes, upgrading the weapon, and placing the talent points based on the character's ability. We can gain it after we get a new level up. Remember to always try to melt the unwanted equipment to get some material to reforge the weapon or armor. You can get new equipment through killing a specific enemy or by summoning a gacha chest. The combat mechanism of Dark Steel medieval fighting game is we need to swipe in a different directions to launch a variety of attacks. Always keep moving and dodging to blink and become untouchable. The skill will be available to unlock and learn through the skill tree. Great medieval online fighting games we need to try with less than 1 GB and has a high graphic mobile 2024. Battle Flare Fighting RPG. This game is very compatible with low-end phones even if your phone has only 1 GB RAM. I'm pretty sure it will be playable. The game's graphics are just okay, with less features it has. No wonder the game size is super small. We only can do every battle and pick up our own and select different arena stages. We cannot do any special action. Every button will create an absolute movement which is quite monotone. Every game we should get 2 points to win the combat. Overall, we cannot upgrade the hero's strength. Hopefully in the future, the developer will update more features. I played this fighting game offline without any internet connection. The best low-spec fighting games for mobile on 182 MB. Schoolgirls Fighting. This game has downloaded over 10 million players. No wonder the visual is pretty unique and seems super fun. I love finally a game's developer tries to make an anti-mainstream games, which this game is the best example. There is a tag team which are 2 vs 2 or 3 vs 3 mode we can play. This mode lets the player switch their character anytime, but when we put into a rest condition of the other hero, then their whole point will be recovered slightly, so we need to always be active on switching the hero to get the right momentum. There are 2 active skills we can unleash and those skills are not dealing a high damage though. In fact, the skill can be blocked by the enemies and only reduce a small amount of the enemy's HP. Schoolgirls fighting games have a power-based scheme. The more we upgrade the hero's strength through power up the skill tree and talents point, it will create a bigger chance for us to win the fighting. Because the team's power will determine how big the gap between each team is. The arena stages are really detailed with a great color rendering and lightning effects. Overall, I would rate 10 to 10 for Schoolgirls Fighting, and it will always become the best game fighting for mobile 2024. Transformer Mobile. Transformer Forged to Fight games. This is the best Transformer games on mobile and Netflix successfully ported the game into Android and iOS platforms. It doesn't matter we need to become a Netflix member because we will get a high quality of Transformer games. Totally, I'm enjoying it. The gameplay of Transformer Forged to Fight is we will play the game with a tap and swipe concept. I am sure you better to play with a skill button, but trust me, the tapping and swiping concept will make your gameplay much easier to control and navigate. Try to blink to avoid the incoming attack and transform ourselves into a vehicle mode. By holding down the screen, every hero will be able to deal a long range by his gun's weapon and melee combat by the sword or punch. I would say the game is really easy to play and not pay to win. I have reached a higher stage and every enemy seems pretty easy to kill. If you are a newbie of fighting games, then this game would be great for you to try right now. Shadow Fight 4 Arena. This is one of the most played fighting games on Android, iOS that playable online multiplayer. Even we can play it with real-time players like playing 2 versus 2 with friends. The whole movement is really unreal. I don't even believe if the mobile game has reached this level actually. It seems the developer is using the motion capture of the actual martial arts players. That's why the action, movement and skills seem pretty realistic. The game tries to make a fair game, that's why we will face the opponents with the same or similar rank, which is pretty helpful to make a balance to the free-to-play player. Every player should understand and learn how to fight, because every hero will have their individual fighting style. That will make the players try every hero to know about the strength and the weakness they had. I love how active the developer is on updating the game and fix every issue we face. Shadow Fight 4 Arena is the top tier of fighting games 2024 that everyone should have on their smartphones. Battle of Guardians. Before you download this game, make sure you are understanding if this fighting game is on beta testing, which the developer is on updating the game now, but it's not officially released yet. That's why you will find a little issues like laggy. But overall, I love how the combat mechanism looks like. It's totally enjoyable to play. There is so many buttons of action we can unleash. Every skill will consume 1 gauge meter, and it can be revealed by attacking the enemy or getting a hit by the enemy, so we can increase the gauge meter way faster. When we start playing, we only have 3 character selections and the rest should be unlocked then by an arcade mode. We can play local mode online, which is a great move by the game's developer. In combat, I love how fast their movement are. The enemy can block our attacks, but of course we can break it by a special action. It will cost 1 gauge meter as well, so be wise on consuming the stamina because it's pretty important in some condition. Battle of Guardians is the best fighting game's high graphic for Android 2024. One Piece Fighting Path. Bonus: One Piece Fighting Path. Seriously, this game is absolutely amazing. I have waited for this game for about 2 years already. I love how we have a fighting features between the players and will be on matchmaking randomly. The gameplay is 3 versus 3, so we can manage the hero and replace every hero as we want it. All of the characters have the exact hero as the One Piece anime character. Even the skill showcase will be the same. It will make the player of One Piece fans feel so satisfied to see the skill showcase. The combat mechanism is pretty fast and the battle arena is quite big, so we can go around and make a space to find the right timing to attack. This all is the best fighting games of 2024 for Android iOS. Hopefully you all support this channel by tapping the like buttons and help us to reach 200 likes, please. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Thanks.